welcome to the Green Hour on WURD at 96.1 FM and also 900 AM on the weekend. Sponsored by Celia. I'm your host, Dr. Paul Hopkins, and we're here every Sunday from 3 to 4 p.m. You can also find us online at www.wurdradio.com and in the community. My co-host is Health Advocate Bill Morgan. Bill, you there?
You got it, buddy. Right on top.
And each week we bring clarity to the conversation about health and environment. We encourage clean living from the inside out. A centerpiece of this is maintaining a healthy lifestyle and getting informed about the connection between good health and what is happening in the world around you. It includes what you consume, what you wear, what products you use on your body, how you clean your home, what you drive, what you purchase, and the decisions you make every day. We focus on the environment as a key part of our social integrity. On the Green Hour, we will focus on how the people and the planet are one. Without further ado, welcome, family. Hey, Big B, Mike Moore in the house.
Yes, he is.
Mike
yes,
Moore.
he is.
Hey, good man.
How are you?
Mike Moore is holding it down in the
What
studio.
up?
We are still practicing social spacing. Big B, how you doing there, buddy?
Yo, man, look. I'm getting ready for the snow.
I'm not.
See, y'all playing. I'm getting ready for the snow over here.
You would say that on a nice day like today. You want to look for some snow, and it's all beautiful outside.
You know
Hey,
what?
family.
Look, I'm be honest. It's gorgeous. But I'm gonna tell you something. Look, you know me, D. I got to make sure that it's all right there. I actually went out, started my snowblower up just to make sure everything was ready.
You don't trust it, huh? You don't trust
Dr. Paul, the Farmer's Almanac said we're gonna get some snow, so I'm ready, boy.
it. You ready? Put the boots out and everything. All right.
I know that's right.
All right, family. I want to say welcome to the Green Hour if you are listening for the very first time. And we are going to go in today to talk about some good things. We talk about the environment. You know, a lot's going on, Big B, with this virus thing coming in. You know, of course, the virus numbers are changing. They had to sort of shift around. Every state sort of like amped it up, started shutting down their restaurants and schools and things like that. And at the same time, we got the first introduction into the U.S. of the new vaccine. Supposed to be here by tomorrow, Bill.
By tomorrow, buddy. That's what I understand. It's supposed to be in PA over there in Philadelphia.
In PA, Philadelphia is one of the locations. Yes, Philadelphia is one of the set by the CDC as one of the first locations for distribution.
Right.
And Bill, you know, we're going to go into this, but before we do that, I want to let everyone know this is a call-in show, and today we want to go in to answer some questions. I know last week we were trying to get in, and we've been having little technical problems and some things, because when you're doing social spacing, you know, the technical thing becomes a challenge sometimes.
Yes,
so
yes.
be mindful of that, family.
Yes,
you know, charge our heads, not our hearts. When we had some things with the phones and things like that. But Big B, give them the number that they can call in today. We want to take some calls and hear from the family today. But I have some things I need to get through and to say concerning these issues. So go ahead, B.
All right, buddy. Listen, guys, you know what this is. This is family. This is family. The Green Hour right here on WURD Radio, guys, 96.1 FM, 900 AM. You can reach us out right here locally if you're in the New Jersey, Pennsylvania, Delaware area. You can call us right here at 215-634-8065. Again, the number is 215-634-8065. Now, if you're out of the calling area, you can get us right here at 1-866-361-0900. One last time, 1-866-361-0900. That's Black Talk Media right here at WURD Radio, Philadelphia. Yes, sir.
All right. And you can also, family, if you're looking online, you can go straight to www.wurdradio.com, and you can see Bill's handsome face today.
How did you go? Glory. What can I tell you? All right, by the way, I want everybody to know that I'm gonna take it and I'm gonna share it so we can have some watch parties on both your page and mine, in the men's gathering and the Dr. Paul's Health Network, everywhere on my page too. So it's gonna be everywhere. I'm gonna shoot it everywhere. And hey, family, share it. Make sure everybody knows it right here.
Share information that we really need. Yes, absolutely. Okay, so B, I want to get into the topic for the day. I want you to go in and tell us about that one article I pulled aside. Can you read that for us about the coming in?
Right. It says, right here, guys, the coronavirus vaccine can now be administered in the United States of America, guys. Isn't that deep? California marks third consecutive day of more than 30,000 new daily positive coronavirus cases, okay? Now, get this, California COVID-19 surge rolls onward, with Sunday marking the third consecutive day the state has had 30,000 daily new positive coronavirus cases, according to data released by the California Department of Public Health. That was on just today. Now, the state reported 30,000. The state itself reported 30,334 new coronavirus cases today and 122 new deaths. So the rate of positive cases over the last 14 days inched up overnight and now stands at 10.4%, guys. So as of Sunday, California itself now has 1.51 million confirmed cases of COVID-19 since the beginning of the pandemic. There have also been 20,969 virus-related deaths statewide. So it's everywhere, guys. Listen, I had a young man come by my house just today, Dr. Paul, to sort of help with some issues that we're having with our plumbing. And he said to me, he said, you know what? Listen, dude, folk don't think this is real. They need to get it. I won't call his name, but you know what? It's ironic that we've been saying this forever, that whether you believe it or not, guys, practice, wear your mask. This thing is, we've got some issues, and we want to make sure that everyone in the family is safe. And that's kind of like where it goes on about more than 30,000 cases have died of corona in the first 13 days of December. And it just kind of goes on. There are more and more and more of these things. Talking about Pfizer biotech COVID-19 vaccine can now be administered in the U.S. That's from the CDC director, okay? That was just, it says here, U.S. Center Director of Disease Control and Prevention Director Dr. Robert Redfield has accepted a recommendation of the agency's Advisory Committee on Immunization Practices that Pfizer BioNTech COVID-19 vaccine may be given to people ages 16 and older. So, listen, everybody is on board right here, Dr. Paul. I don't want to take up a lot of time, but folks need to understand we got some issues.
Yeah, we have some issues. It still comes back to the fact of, masking up, understanding that this thing is real. There were some studies that even show that there's multiple variations of the COVID because the COVID is actually a family, a group. So there have been even some cases I read up on some of the journals, medical journals, that it could be up to even 12 different variations of the COVID-19. So what does that mean? Look at our numbers. Bill, you want to give them our numbers, and then we'll go right in.
Okay, here we go, guys. This is our information source, guys. That's encode219.live. That's the website. Encode, that's NCOV2019.live. You can have yourself personally access to this information so that when we're not live here on WURD, you can kind of keep track of what's going on. Help your family stay alive and stay healthy. Here we go now. Total confirmed cases now. This is worldwide. We're looking at 72,488,134 total confirmed cases, all right? Total critical cases, 106,177. Total deceased, family, total deceased, 1.6 million. That's 1.616,969,000 people that have died from COVID-19, okay?
Wow.
Now, here we go. The total active cases, and it's creeping 20 million, 446,252, all right? Now, Big Mike, you got your drum roll? Bring it. Yes, sir. Total recovered. 20, notice about that, 50 million, not 20, 50,272,492. So, guys, it's happening. We just got to protect one another.
That's
what's up.
Yeah, absolutely. That's an incredible number right there. We have 50 million people. Y'all hear that? 50 million people have recovered from this thing that have been diagnosed or have been actually counted as having COVID infection. So what does it mean? It goes back to what we always say on this side, build your system correct itself. So we have to start with, last week we talked a little bit about, a lot of the things that you do to build the system, but also staying, in the sun. Sun is very important. You have to stay stress-free is another one. Of course, we talk about, this is a fear-mongering, people scared. I don't know what this is. Do I take the shot? Do I not take the shot? The news It's a lot of fear out there. Sometimes you got to cut the TV off, family, and just move forward. Say, you know what? I'm going to trust that all is going to be well, but I'm going to focus on me. And, and that means that you have to start working and operating in those universal principles that I always talk about. Don't break the rules. Stay in order. Don't break the rules. Know where you are at all time, and don't break those rules. So that means your pH is on point. Are you drinking water? Are you resting? A very important point that we talked about on the family tree just past Wednesday, we talked about how when folks are sleeping and drinking and eating after 7 o'clock, that's throwing and pushing your timeline, now causing you to have a lot of issues with waking up. You can't get into that deep sleep, that deep REM sleep, that random eye movement sleep. That means that when you're in that state, you may have seen somebody's eyes. If you ever watch somebody, we use that as an example. We see somebody's eyes moving back and forth, Bill, and then when you start saying, wait a minute, wow, their eyes are moving back and forth. What is going on? Are they awake? Are they asleep? What's going on? Well, the body is putting them in a state of paralysis, literally. It's a sleep paralysis. But that's happening because the body's in a state of regenerating, it's recycling, and doing all the things that it has to do to break down, to clean out what's bad and repair what's good. So now that's moving forward. So when we start to look at those things, you got to get that sleep. But also you got to go stress-free. Stress-free means that when you are in a state of fight or flight, things are happening inside of you. That fight or flight is when the body's in a state of panic. It's like either wanting to fight or run. So the body reverts the energy from those areas that have the energy to the places that you need it the most, which is your hands and your arms and your feet to run. How about that, Dave?
Yes.
You got it? So what that means is that we have to start going back to, understanding sympathetic stress and parasympathetic stress. Can you hear me, B?
Yes, I hear you well.
Okay. So sympathetic stress, male principle, has to deal with fight or flight. And that's what we say the male principle, that's acid, that's dehydration, that's malnutrition, that's also stress, but also in a state where you're moving hard to the left, spinning and fast. That's when we say that's where all virus, fungus, parasites, all that stuff moves in that cycle. So when you move in a sympathetic stress, that's male principle, tear down. We want to be in what's called parasympathetic. Parasympathetic, P-A-R-A, sympathetic, S-Y-M-P-A-T-H-E-T-I-C. Parasympathetic, relaxation. That's relaxation, B. That means that when we're in a state of relaxation, that means in a state of balance, feel things.
Okay.
Much panic, you can't never get a chance to relax. You got to get that uninterrupted at night. That means don't get up 3 and 4 times because the bladder empties every 2 to 3 hours. And most people are drinking after 7 o'clock, pushing the timeline. Now we got all this. So that's where the problem is. So fight or flight, there's 4 key areas. I want the family to write this down. These are the 4 key areas of fight or flight that robs the body. Got it? So the body is always trying to correct itself. It's trying to go into a state of what's called homeostasis. So with that being the case, it's always trying to balance out. So if you're in a state of fight or flight and you're actually in a fight or flight situation, guess what? The body says, you know what? I'm going to go to certain places to get that added extra energy. So the first place that it goes is the urinary tract. Got it? The urinary. Okay. So it goes and pulls it from what's called the excretory system. That's your bladder. That's what the urinary tract thing. Because guess what? While we're running from a building or we in a fight, ain't no time to pee.
I know that's right. I know that's right.
So the body says, I'm going to pull it from that system. But also that urinary tract has everything to deal with why so many folks are having urinary tract infections. They're under some level of stress. You got it? So the urinary tract is the first one. That's the first area that the body takes the energy from.
Yes,
and now uses that energy for the process of fight or flight. The second area is the reproductive system. The reproductive organs. That's it, the reproductive organs. So that means that, hey, if you're under stress, you're not going to have time for sex, no time for reproduction, right?
Yes.
So we're going to pull it from those areas. So for women, it'll be the urinary system. The uterus area. For the men, it would be areas like the prostate.
Prostate, okay.
So that's why we're actually having all these issues with men's prostate, women's uterary issues. All those issues going on has a lot to do with this thing called fight or flight. You're stressed out. You're in a sympathetic stress situation. You got to get out of this. You got to start looking for the parasympathetic female principle, relaxation, learn how to calm it down. That's what we need to do. B, are you still there?
I'm still here. I got you, man. I hear you well. Keep rolling.
All right. My actual screen just went out. All right.
That's all right. You keep going. I got you.
Okay. All right. Now, reproductive system was the second one. Third system is the digestive system.
Okay.
The digestive system. So the digestive system, meaning that in the digestive system, there's no time to digest food, right?
I know
if you're in a state of fight or flight, that's dealing with anything dealing with your liver, your pancreas, diabetes, all those things. That's where your body is almost like, if you're running from a fire, you have no time for digestion. You may have even heard somebody say, I'm so upset, I can't even eat. You ever heard that?
Yeah, I've heard that a lot. Yes.
It has everything to do with that. Has everything to do with the fact that it's now in a state of fight or flight. Now we're pulling it from the digestive tract. And the fourth one, and then maybe if Mike has some calls, we'll take some calls. Or if you have some more questions online, we'll go there.
All right.
The last one is the immune system.
Okay.
The immune system. No time to build the system when you're in the crisis. No time to do that. Big B, we're in the crisis, man. So now the body's saying, no time to build the system. We got to hold on to this energy because we might
I'm telling you.
get out of this thing. So that's the immune system. So urinary tract system, reproductive organs, digestive system, immune system. If you're stressed out some way, family, you're going to be affected in one of those areas. We got to take a quick break, B. Mike's giving me the horn. We got to give a quick break out. This is Dr. Paul and Bill 1L Morgan on the Green Hour. We got to take a quick break. We'll be right back.
1 month, 25 bold ideas. A more just, equitable, and prosperous Philadelphia. Join speakers like Reverend Michael Eric Dyson, MSNBC anchor Ali Velshi, LAPD Sergeant-turned-police reformer Cheryl Dorsey, author and poverty fighter Wes Moore, Black Thought of the Roots, and WURD's own Charles Ellison for the Philadelphia Citizens' 3rd Annual Ideas We Should Steal Festival. Presented by Comcast NBC Universal, Tuesdays throughout December. Find out more and reserve your spot at thephiladelphiacitizen.org/Ideas We Should Steal Festival. For WURD members, check your email for discounts and complimentary access details.
Pollock Herbs and Vitamin Center, 5925 North Broad Street. Open Monday through Saturdays, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. This week, 20% off North American 12-ounce black seed oil. North American Purely Seed, 90 capsules. Purely Wild Raw Black Seed plus Pine Pollen, 2 ounces. All 20% off. And also, they carry Dr. Paul's, yours truly, Green Drink, Colon Cleanse, and the Eliminated Parasite Formula. That's right, 20% off. But you got to say the key word. That's it. You listened to WURD and the Green Hour, and you got it. 5925 North Broad Street, 215-549-4372, 215-549-4372.
He's back.
This is Reverend Al Sharpton.
Keeping it real with the Reverend Al Sharpton.
In times like these, we have to stay connected.
At a brand new time.
Monday through Thursday, 9 p.m. till midnight.
I'm excited that Keeping It Real returns to WURD.
Keeping it real.
With the Reverend Al Sharpton.
Monday through Thursday, 9 p.m. till midnight.
This program is pre-recorded.
No phone calls, please.
Keep it locked to WURD 96.1 FM, 900 AM, WURDradio.com.
Wayne Avenue Health Food, located at 5007 Wayne Avenue, has been in business for 29 years. Wayne Avenue Health Food is a one-stop shop for all of your quality vitamins, herbs, and information with exceptional, friendly, experienced service. Wayne Avenue Health Food is open 7 days a week and delivers in the Philadelphia area and ships all over the country. For more information, call 267-338-6488.
You're listening to The Green Hour, exclusively on WURD Radio, 96.1 FM and 900 AM WURD, Black Talk Media.
And we're back. This is Dr. Paul and Bill 1L Morgan, and we are here on The Green Hour, and we're talking today, going in and talking about this thing called fight or flight. Fight or flight, B, you got to start relaxing. You know what I like to do, B?
What's that, man?
Say, some people say, well, what does a doctor do? How do you calm down? And sometimes I get so excited. I get so excited, B. They hear us talk on the radio, and they say, y'all can't be like that all the time. Guess what, y'all? We're like this all the time.
Every day.
You got to remember, it's to be the mind and like of a child.
Yes.
So that you can actually have that energy. You got to be excited about something. You got to not let things in life take you down that road. Sometimes it's about moving that person out of your life, B. Folks, just get on your last African-American, Cherokee, Yoruba mind.
Glory.
And you can say to yourself, you know what? If you get in a conversation like that, you say, you know what? Use the key word. You know what that key word?
What's that?
I got some beans on. I'll call you back later.
You need to stop.
I got some beans on. I'll be right back.
Man,
yes, that's the key word.
I know that's right. But you know what, Dr. Wall, let me tell you before you go. I made a deal with my nerve. I got one. You don't mess with me, I don't mess with you. Hallelujah.
There you go. You got one nerve left. Don't get on it.
I can't take it, man.
Right.
Hey, listen, before you go, I got a question here. Not a question, but a comment from Joe.
Okay.
Joe says, please advise the family to move and get as much fresh air and natural sunshine as possible. Walk, bike, swim, anything to keep the body moving.
Right. You can still do social spacing, but we need to get air. You need to get air, fill the lungs up, feel the activity of your limbs. That means exercise. That means also sunshine. Folks, when they're doing all these herbs, they're staying inside. Guess what? Don't work. It don't work until you.
Because it ain't natural.
Yes, it's not activated until you stand in the sun. When you start to get in the sun and that sunlight hits your skin, starts to activate. Now it starts to go in and do what it has to do. It's almost like a plant. Plant needs, you can feed all the plant all you want to, but guess what? If you don't have no sunshine, it ain't going to grow. How about that?
I know that's right.
All right, we got Ron on the line. We got caller one. We got Ron on the line. Ron?
Hey, Dr. Paul. How are you?
All right.
Hello there, Ron.
I have a question. I'm holding in my hand a bag that calls itself organic granola. But when I look on the ingredients, one of the
Speak up a little, Ron. You can speak up just a little bit.
Yes. I have a bag in my hand called organic granola.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the ingredients in the product is what it calls just the okay, here it is. Organic expeller pressed canola oil.
Yeah.
Well,
Well, like I said, you got it, Ron. You know,
Okay.
this is what's being pushed on to us, that canola is actually an organic, and it is not. Sadly to say, yes, they are pushing it as a organic, but there's not a canola plant somewhere. You know, it's a seed that was modified, and it was done in Canada. So what do we call it? We're in Canada, and it is oil, canned oil, canola. Now you know where the name comes from. Manipulation from its natural source.
yes.
It can't be real. You got it? So, yeah, you got to watch it. You know, that's why political and legislation can't keep up with what's happening on this natural field. That's why we try to tell family as much as possible, stay on top of these things, and that's why we have the Green Hour. But that's a great example there. There's a lot of products. You know, canola oil is in so many different products.
So true.
It's in everything from, you know, from cereals to potato chips to crackers, cakes, cookies, whatever. It's in everything. And when I look at people's cholesterol levels, it's usually because of that canola oil. All right.
One other quickie. I'm running to the bathroom a lot at night. I'm 80, but I'm concerned. I do have a prostate pill that seems to have worked for me, but I know this is not exactly healthy.
Well, I would say definitely number one, Ron, you want to make sure that you're not operating outside the lines of water. Okay, when you're drinking water, try not to drink water after 7 p.m. Okay? Because that's going to push the timeline. So technically, you have from 4 a.m. in the morning till 7 p.m. that evening to get your bottle of water, the proper amount of water in, so that you're not thirsty during the night, so that your body has a chance to now, after your last elimination, which would be about 2 to 3 hours after your last meal, or the time that you drink water, which is like 7 o'clock, that should be your last elimination for the day, so that you can get uninterrupted sleep. So while you're asleep, your body can repair the prostate and do the things. But if we're waking up in the middle of the night, going 2 and 3 times, it's usually because we broke our circadian rhythm based on how we're eating and digesting food. So keep that in mind. If you would like, there is on my website under drpaulherbs.com, there is a chart called the Circadian Rhythm Chart. I would suggest that you take a look at that. Know where you are at all times. Don't break the rules. Stay in that line. That's really where we stay focused to. We're not guessing. You know, this is not something of a guesswork. This is based off of the sun, the moon, and the rotation of the earth, and that we all are moving in a cycle, a rhythmic cycle, you know, a cyclical wheel. So with that happening, you just have to know where you are and don't break the rules. But unfortunately, we're living in a society where everything's 24 hours. Eat anytime you want to, drink anytime you want to, stay up all night. You know, all the rules are being broken. So just make sure I would go back to that as one fundamental process and universal principle. Okay?
Okay. Thanks you so much.
All right. Thank you, Ryan.
You got it.
All right.
We got Rick on the line. Rick?
How you doing, gentlemen?
All right, Big Rick. How you doing, buddy?
I got a Jesus of my own in my pocket, and the Jesus that most people believe in is not coming to save me. Brother Paul, I'm living pretty bad, man. I'm drinking I'm up to 6 German beers per night to act as a laxative and to act as a sleeping aid against these parasites.
Well, I would say this. Yeah, go ahead, Rick.
These are not the standard parasites. These are CIA parasite worms. And I tell you, man, it's driving me mad.
Well, I tell you what, Rick. You know, you called in several times, and definitely I've heard your understanding of where you are. But this is what I would recommend. Remember, it starts with your mind. It starts with transformation of renewing of your mind. No matter what that may have or is still happening to you. You have level. That means that you have to take this thing to a conscious level that no man can stop you from. You know, understand? That's the spiritual realm. The spiritual realm, spirit, mind, and body in that order. But I challenge you to first make up your mind. Do you want to live, or do you want to be a victim of this diabolicalness that you're saying that you're being a part of? I say go back to universal principles. When you start to do universal principles, lock into what you're supposed to do on the universal scale. When you talk about water, when you talk about dealing with food, nutrition, malnutrition, dehydration, all these things, balance the pH, guess what? It's a perfect system created by a genius. It's got to go. It's got to go, my brother. But you got to understand that as truth, and that you can't listen to everybody. Amen. Everybody has their philosophy. But there's only one philosophical word, and that comes from the Most High who made this system. If you are Toyota, you don't go to a Mercedes Benz or a Mercedes. If you are a Bentley, you don't go to another dealership. They have cars, and they may be able to figure what's out. But you got to go back to the original source for what the creation was created for you. You got it? So I would say, brother, give me a call. I would like to talk to you further. And you can do a phone consultation with me, okay? And then we can talk it out. I'd love to see what's going on with you to help you. But first, I would say get your mind right. You know, don't let these things come down. And I know you're in Germany. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you're in Germany, man. So you're a long way from home and in a cold place. And there's an indirect sunlight going on over there. You don't get direct sunlight. So that's not firing off that pineal gland. You got to come down to So we'll talk about that. Give me a call, all right? You got my number, man?
Dr. Paul, before I go, I want to say to you, if I start naming these doctors here, the Germans are going to put me in jail, and possibly a psychiatric jail. But if you deal with parasites of any form, you have to have a diagnosis from a doctor, a physician, and not an alternative practitioner. The alternatives cannot treat you.
Well, can you get access for these things for yourself? That's the whole point. It's not a matter about you going to an allopathic concept. Can you get these things yourself? So if I gave you and told you you need a specific herb, could you get it? That's the whole point.
Yes.
Remember, allopathic concepts is who you're listening to. It's the philosophical understanding of suppressing the symptoms. So if you've been listening to a doctor that's telling you to suppress the symptoms, we say on this side of the philosophical understanding, that's backwards. We don't go, we go with the body. The body's always trying to correct you. Just like if you cut yourself, you don't have to tell yourself to heal, you automatically heal, right?
There you go.
So that's why we have to go with the system. I think you've been around too many people that are going against the system, lying to the body, telling the body, fake it out, destroy it, make you sick before I make you well. And that's not the way it's done. So I think it's a philosophical understanding. I think it adheres to a good conversation. So give me a call, okay?
Give your number out before you go.
Okay.
It'll be in the chat. If you're anywhere near any Facebook or anything like that, or we'll just give it to you right on the line. Just give me a call
back. Let me give you the 1-800 number. It's 1-877-377-2854. That's again, 1-877-377-2854. All right?
That's right.
All right. Thank you, Rick. Appreciate you, brother.
Take care, man.
Be encouraged, my brother. Be encouraged. All right? All right. I think he's out. All right, B. Say that's why it's important is who you hang out. You know, Grandma used to say that to me all the time, B.
Yeah,
she
buddy.
said, boy, you better stop hanging around them boys on that corner.
I know it's the truth. Listen, have you lost your face? Boy, you got to get it right.
People who have the good energy, man. You got to stay around networks where people are doing the same thing as you are. That's why we have the Green Hour. That's why we have the Dr. Paul Show. That's why we do the Family Tree on Wednesday, which is doing very well, by the way, Bill.
Yes,
doing
sir.
Very well. We had over almost 100-something folks on
That's right.
Wednesday pass. And family,
That's right.
if you're listening, if you want to join us, just go to my website, Dr. Paul. That's www.drpaul. That's DRPAUL herbs with a S.com. Subscribe to the website, and from the website, put in your name and your email, and then we'll send you an invitation for the next Family Tree. I call it the Family Tree because there's never such a time as this that we need to get the family together. When we have people that are going through whatever they're going to, bring them into the Family Tree. When you heard something on TV, you heard something on the radio, you want to get it broken down. B, don't we break it down? We break
it right down, buddy. That's
break it down. Yep. So we'll go into that little detail. We got to take a quick break, though, B. And we'll be right back. This is Dr. Paul, and that's Bill with 1L Morgan on the Green Hour. We got to take a quick break. We'll be right back.
Want to buy black for the holidays?
WURD Radio has got you covered. WURD is proud to present our virtual holiday marketplace online. Support local, small, black-owned businesses through the marketplace and purchase your holiday gifts today. Visit wordradio.com/marketplace or wordworks.com/marketplace. Monday through Thursday, keep it locked to WURD Radio. At 6 a.m., start your day with the Power Hour, hosted by Bishop Dwayne Royster and Reverend Mark Kelly Tyler. At 7, it's Wake Up with WURD with Solomon Jones. At 10 a.m., it's Reality Check with Charles Ellison. Then at 1 p.m., it's The Source, hosted by Andrea Lawful-Sanders on Mondays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays, and the Black Women's Leadership Council on Wednesdays. At 4 p.m., it's Evening Words with Nick Taliaferro. Then at 7, it's Save Space with Sincerely Sarita. At 9 p.m., round up your day with Keeping It Real with the Reverend Al Sharpton.
Keep your dial locked
to WURD Radio, 96.1 FM and 900 AM WURD.
Streaming live on wordradio.com and the WURD Radio app.
Or watch live on WURD TV via Facebook and YouTube. WURD Radio. Independent Black Media. You're listening to The Green Hour, exclusively on WURD Radio, 96.1 FM and 900 AM WURD, Black Talk Media.
And we're back. This is Dr. Paul and Bill 1L Morgan. This is The Green Hour, and I want to welcome everyone. And we're going in today. This is some important stuff today. I'm glad we had callers like Rick and Ron, calling in about this situation, because you know what, Bill, it's going back to this fight or flight again, man. You can get your mind stressed out to the point where you can't function anymore.
Yes.
And that's why I was talking about those areas today that affect fight or flight. Mm-hmm. It starts dealing with the excretory system. And that was the urinary tract.
Yes.
That's why we're having all these UTIs. But guess what? That's also going into the reproductive organs. That was number 2. And then the third one was the digestive system. Wasn't Rick just talking about the digestive system?
Yeah, man, I'm telling you, that's exactly right.
So also the last one would be the immune system. Dealing that people are having issues with not being able to fight off things like the common cold. So what do? You got to get your mind right. Transformation by the renewing of your mind. You got to get yourself in that parasympathetic stress. Parasympathetic stress is relaxation. Got it?
Yes.
All right.
I'm glad you said that about the mind. Some years ago, there was a book written, I can't remember the author, but it talked about how the mind is the battlefield. Your body, Dr. Paul, whatever it is you consume and believe will create that system for you. And then you can understand why you're feeling so bad. Guess what? You did it to yourself. Can I say that?
Right, that's right. And it comes from our conversation. That's why I tell stop saying certain things.
Yes.
You ever heard him say, you make me sick.
Well,
you get on my nerve. You know what? I'm so jealous of you. Oh, all these things that we say.
Yes.
Your body's listening to every word you're saying.
And
I'm so tired. You know what? Every person that comes and tells me, they say, you know, I'm so tired. Everybody's so tired. They so tired of going through stuff. Guess what? They really tired.
Yeah, they really are.
Absolutely.
They're absolutely making themselves tired. Listen, friend, the war that's going on in your mind right now is, if you get this, if you want to just 1 million people who suffer from worry, doubt, confusion, depression, anger, condemnation, all that foolishness, guess what? You're doing it to yourself.
You're doing it
because
to yourself.
Guess what? You have a lot. Listen, let me say this to you. When someone says something to you and you bristle because you're mad, guess what? They now have control over you.
Got it. That's right.
Is that crazy? See,
That's right.
When you allow stuff to get you, your point of fight and flight, when they get you to that point, I have now given up control because I'm now, guess what? I am thinking so hard about how I'm going to respond to you that I forget how to be a new progenitor of a new idea to keep me rolling.
Yep. And the number one thing is you're not listening.
Amen.
You're transforming. You're trying to formulate a response. You're not listening. It comes from going back to the greatest and most successful people on the planet all say that they're excellent listeners.
Yes.
Sometimes, you know, I run into some folks, man, get too educated. Don't get too educated.
Well, isn't it the truth?
You can't learn no more.
Yes.
You got to be always open, and that's always open to receive. Doesn't mean you got to agree with it, but it's good to open up your mind to the possibilities that some things that I may not just know everything, I got to know, and that's what keeps me on check. I don't know everything.
I know, man.
But I stay open to the possibilities of transformation, of the renewing of my mind all the time. And that's why information just keeps coming to me, and that's why I keep it moving.
And your point is very well taken. You know what? When you're listening to somebody, now listen carefully. When you're listening to someone, then daddy can talk to you. But when you are listening and you're trying to listen for something where you can respond, you've shut off your receptors to daddy talking to you. Can I say that?
Yes, you can. Or it's better. It's like a communication. Remember,
that is my point. That's exactly my point.
Communication is a two-way street.
Send the receiver, Dr. Paul.
If you're not receiving and sending, and that one side is only sending or one side is only receiving, then it's not communication.
Exactly.
So that's where the breakdown happens. So we got to get into this thing, and this is where we're going to close out because we're getting down to the line. I want everyone to do this thing we call decompression time. Decompression time. Decompression time means you need to take about an hour a day, B. That means an hour a day. That means I want everybody that's listening to get on your pen and pad, and I want you to write down something that takes you into a state of relaxation. Mm-hmm. And it's got to be something that you come up with. It can't be something that say, hey, man, let's do this. Or, hey, girl, let's go do that. Nah, nope. Got to be something that only you can do. That means it brings you into a state of relaxation. Yes. And it has to be dedicated to at least 1 hour a day. Now, the average person said, well, hey, man, I don't have an hour a day. But then some people say, I'm under the pandemic now. I got the hour now.
I got plenty of time.
I got a lot of hours now. Whatever the case, use that 1 hour a day as your time for decompression time. That means it could be prayer. It could be medication. It could be what I love to do. I love the Himalayan salt bath, Bill. I tell folks you ain't had a bath until you had a Himalayan salt bath.
I know that's right.
54 to 90 minerals, and you get it nice and hot, and you get in there, turn your best music on, get your teas ready, whatever. We got all the herbs in the world to relax the system, to relax the nervous system. You know, not to diagnose, treat, cure, prevent any disease, just food for the soul. I got a good one. It's called Valerian Roots. Valerian Roots is one that's good in the evening. Valerian Roots. Valerian. Valerian Comlative. Also the red raspberry. A lot of women know about the red raspberry. The red raspberry is excellent. There's also one called kava. 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 Kava, actually. It's an excellent relaxant. These are things that'll bring you into that, what we call parasympathetic state.
Yes.
Sympathetic stress state. But
yes.
It's a parasympathetic, which is relaxation. Because remember, the body's not only going to repair until you start shutting it down.
There you
Got
go.
it? So that's where all the problems happen. People have the problem because you're not shutting it down. You're so worried you're not sleeping. You got to sleep, family. You got to shut it down. And most importantly, they're not sleeping, B, and they're not getting sunshine. You're not going outside.
Ooh, you got to go outside, y'all. Please help the body out. Help your body out. Let your body help you. Let me just go there. Allow your body to help you.
Yes, just give the body the tools that it needs. We don't claim healing of anything. That's why we give disclaimers. So that the naysayers say, oh, natural people trying to say they heal. No, we're not. We're not saying we're healing. We would be remiss if we start to now try to take the place of what God has already put inside of you. You got me? So that means that the key is already inside you, B.
That's
you
right. That's exactly right.
That's like to the engine of the car. Engine's already in there, right?
Yes, sir.
That's why we say decompression time starts with that. Then when you start to do that, I want you to find out, do something in this pandemic that's outside of the box. Do something that's something different. You may be doing the same thing. That's why you're getting the same results. Do something different. You may have been something like, I'm a walker, but maybe you need to get a bike. Maybe you are someone on a treadmill. Maybe you need to get a rebounder. Maybe you're somebody who is taking showers. Now you need to take a bath.
Yes.
So do something different outside the box. Try another detox system. Look and read up. Read. I always read. Get informed.
I used to hate to read, Dr. Paul. Now I'm an insatiable reader to the point that my wife gets really mad at me. Turn off that phone. Stop reading. I said, can't help myself. That's stuff, because there's so much going on outside of the box. I want to make sure that I protect. I've got to insulate myself from foolishness.
That's right.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely, because ultimately we break it down in the natural holistic side of the African science as male-female principle.
Yes.
So what is the female principle? When you're dealing with stress, that means that we got to get you to create your spirit. Create. That's the female principle. You got to be more creative. That's what we're saying here, family. Be creative. And then with that, the balance comes to move the spirit. Move on it. Move on that thing. Write it down. If you got an idea, something, creative idea, write it down. See the vision. Make it plain. You got it? And spiritual purposes. When you do this, it gives you that spiritual purpose. So create the spirit, move the spirit, spiritual purpose. That's where it comes in. Now you're balanced out. Now you can see things a little clearer. Sometimes you can write it down. So I would say to the family, get out of that state of fight or flight. Man, that is killer. So that's why we say, know where you are at all times. Don't break the rules. Mike just gave me 5 minutes.
What?
Did you hear that? He just gave
Mike, can't do that, man. We just got here.
We just got here, man. Hey, family, this has been a blast. I mean, we have been that fast. This show we are cutting out of here. And that means, I always think some people got some answers today.
Yes.
People got some answers that you wrote some things down. Stay out of the fight or flight. When people get on your nerves, do something else. Get out of that cycle. Move somewhere else. Get off the phone. Get out of that conversation. That negative energy is terrible. Shut it down. Hang around the good people, the people that appreciate you. Because guess what? When it's all said and done, you deserve the best.
I know that's right.
You deserve the best.
Yes.
So, family, we gotta go, man. I tell you, I didn't expect it to move this fast. But hey, family, if you want to get a hold of me, this is Dr. Paul. And you can reach me at 1-877-377-2854. That's 1-877-377-2854, or directly at 215-779-7355. That's 215-779-7355. You can also find me on the web at www.drpaulurds.com. And yes, we are still doing the RM3A special, 10% off. Call in, ask for my 10% special, plus my get my works done. I want to get the works, me. Works.
Yes, I know that's right.
I want to thank Michael Ledbetter, Laura Lomax, and our president, CEO, Sarah Lomax Reese, and the entire Lomax family. Hey, Miss Beverly Lomax, we love you. Yeah. Providing this platform for us. We appreciate you. Mike Moore, thank you so much.
The man.
But he's back there doing all the stuff, knocking them gremlins down back there. And Big B, I want to thank you, man, for always being. Thank you for keeping us on point with all those COVID numbers and what's going on in the world. We really appreciate you, brother. All right. So, family, we want to say be encouraged. Stay out of the fight or flight. Do something to move your spirit today. Got it? And remember, if you're breathing,
you got a shot. Share the show. Share the show. Share the show. Replay.
Yeah.